What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review the second album by American rock band The Academy. Is basically this particular product is called Santi, and it came out in the this particular product came out in the spring of 2007. Now within Fair's about here, as far as these pitch can happen within the aspects of paying attention to like the varieties, particularly this is a part of like Decadence Records as far as this pitch can happen, which is the record label and offshoot of Fall Out Boy as far as this pitch can happen. They have some banging type ones on their pitch like that. They've had some folks like particularly Panic at the Disco, folks like they've had some other type banging type folks like Cobra Starship and Gym Class Heroes as far as those pitches come. So excellent type pitches getting towards the next type products, good pitch like that within the varieties kind of amongst it. Now I have not gotten to the Academy is within these prior type aspects within these tones. They had been around for like a good decent portion within like the mid 2000s and pitch like that up to like they were a particular banner type band in like the mid and late 2000s, pitch like that, but then they kind of disappeared for a spell as far as this pitch can happen within these aspects. As fair as far as saying, they very recently dropped an album as far as these pitch can happen. So it's within the aspects as far as saying here, I want to get towards this within these particular blistering type products, but them kind of being within the same sub type variety and pitch like that as Panic at the Disco. I want to see some of these type aspects with me fucking with bands like particular Coheed and Cambria, and then Panic at the Disco, sounds to one's pitch like that. It's that hit type appeal, that same sort of theater dramatic type aspect pitch like that. Sounds that folks Emery's kind of like this as well. It's kind of aspects of these type phrase. Now the particular affair amongst this is it's kind of the tone, like it has similarities to Panic at the Disco, but the theater is kind of toned down for more of just like saucy kind of aspects of this. A little bit more social embellish and kind of caviar typeness as far as these physical, which is excellent type pitches getting towards it. So it's just kind of the product of just less kind of it's the aspect of being less showy than Panic at the Disco, but just kind of within the aspect like the theater typeness is with the would particularly be a good cousin like the hit type varieties, like the aspect of Panic at the Disco pitch like that, but it's not as showy within these aspects versus the first kind. So it's kind of within the pitch, theater type aspects within the tone as far as like that particular tone of it, kind of within the pitch of just the variety of just like kind of the glam type factor, kind of where it would be eyeliner and pitch like that sensitive varieties, kind of within the aspects similar to like Green Day. Not quite as punk as Green Day within these particular type pitches, but within the variety, just more kind of within the aspect of this dressed up like Billy Joe Armstrong as far as these pitch can happen from Green Day, but more within the aspect of more characteristics to Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco as far as those pitch can happen. So within those particular type pitches, some of those kind of coattail type outfits and pitches like that within these hit type bills, but very much amidst like the nighttime type embellish and pitches like that, sense type of varieties as far as like the pitch can happen. Some good slow dance type songs in here. Some of these type ones gives vibes like the Killers on top of that sense type pitches. So it's hit type appeals, paying attention like the aspect here as far as those pitches can happen, getting towards like the products, particularly the Hot Fuss album from 2004 sense type pitches. Now within the variety, Samstown had recently came out around that time, so it's the pitch as far as some of those type ones thinking like hit songs when thinking hit songs like When We Were Young and songs that pitched amongst us. So the hit type appeal as far as paying attention like that product, but getting towards it. It's definitely within the pitch like some banner typeness. So this very much has an aspect of like the club type showiness within these pitches as far as the variety kind of happens, getting towards the product as far as like the particular type of appeal. Some of these type aspects now within the tone as far as like the particular within the aspect of like the same type of variety where you'd hear places. It has like some embellished like the restaurant evening type scene as far as these pitches can happen. So it's within the aspect of some of these type fairs kind of places like it kind of feels like Wingstop, but just a little bit more bruised and like steely as far as these pitches can happen. I feel like Wingstop's a little bit more of like a social type jostle. Some of these more, some of these type one. Some of these type ones have more like a brooding and smoky type appeal towards them within these type pitches. So it's kind of the product of just like the after product of like the sauce factory getting in real large as far as these pitches can have within the pitch of just like bowling alley type fare, where it's kind of the product where half a pitcher of beer is kind of drank since the pitch, or a pitcher and a half of beer is drank within these pitches, where it's just kind of the falsetto type jokes and galloping with some of those pitches, just the product of just some of the umbrellas on the drinks on like the floor and pitch like that. Some stuff probably just gone through like a good rounds of some of the tortillas and pitch like that. Some stuff just later shift type fairs pitch like that. It's kind of in some coast type appeal. It's also pretty apt type variety, like a hit type album within like the pitch of just like dance type varieties and festivities pitch like that, whether it would be school dance or just some of these type pitches within the aspect of like particular dance type fairs in the pitch of just having like the aspect just having these particular bleeds within these tones as far as like the pitch kind of happens with like really the energy out this album does not get to like the frost. That's the only thing about this fair is with it being less showy than Panic at the Disco. If you're expecting like a song like I Write Sins Not Tragedies, this is a good cousin and complement to Panic at the Disco, but in terms of like the more vanilla, just kind of central type appeal, this one's kind of more of like the aspect of like the not to say like the stepchild of it, but kind of the pitch of like the variety of just not quite as flagrant as full bound within pitch like that. But some hit type PLs, this is going to get a classic score pitch like that, some banging toughness, paying attention like the product here, definitely within the varieties. This probably would have been like the closest thing to getting like a Panic at the Disco album for folks that really miss like the varieties of a Fever You Can't Sweat Out from the fall of 2005 pitch like that. Some hit type PLs within aspects as far as saying that particular fair, considering the Panic at the Disco in early 2008 put out the more kind of like Beatles and Beach Boys like Pretty Odd as far as this pitch goes. So that particular pitch was very different from Fever You Can't Sweat Out, but pitch as far as saying within the products here, this has the aspect of some of those leftover type varieties just without the kind of full bound showboating typeness. But pitch seriously, I recommend all 13 songs. Also going to talk about the deluxe edition, some of these type fairs within the pitch as far as extra type tunes, which would be Ghost and Everything We Had pitch like that. Now there's a couple additional songs within these type pitches. I didn't get towards reviewing these, but there are a couple extra ones called Toasted Skin and 40 Steps within these pitches. These might be on YouTube pitch like that, but they used to be on iTunes, but apparently Wikipedia says they were removed from iTunes for an unknown reason. So it's within the fairs, despite the fact that these are probably likely good songs, considering I recommend all 13 songs out the Best Buy edition included within this album. It's kind of the first part saying if you don't have any competition to go about getting them, it's kind of pitch this question where the fair would be about reviewing it. But this pitch is, I would question if you really could just download these songs freely within these type pitches, but either way, it's within pitch. I might get to this album again in some type stage if the songs are good pitch like that, but it's just a surprise for us saying some of the stuff fairs. But looking after it, so really the fair about this album, these three singles, at least the first two singles kind of had some appeal within these type of pitches, at least getting airplay on like MTV and Total Request MTV and Total Request Live, some of the stuff fairs pitched like that, but within the hit type appeal as far as saying some of the stuff fair didn't really get to like the capital typeness. The most popular song off this album only has like 4.1 million plays after all this time. The second single has 3.5 million, so it's within pitch for us. And they had the relative type popularity, hot topic type fair, alternative typeness, Van Swartz since the pitch, but variety as far as saying some of these type tones to be able to get towards it. So yeah, we've got a big mess on our hands. The hit type one here is like a quality evening scene, drift along to get, just gliding. I'd say within sunset products here, good pitch like that. Just have some tortillas in your system, get some salsa, good fares like that. Just a gab type song within these pitches. So very much within like the Killers type variety, pitch like that. Sunset ones, just with an aspect of just more station kind of within the tone. Definitely convertible type music pitches like that. Some type appeals within the aspects as far as like the fair's gonna have, and just paying attention to some of those type vibes within pitch and just appreciating like the city square and some type court, some of these courtyard type aspects pitches like that, park type bound in more big city type places, but some of these type pitches amongst us kind of get towards the variety, just relative type gallivant pitch like that. Some hit type appeals. Miss like the evening scene in a more kind of mellow, kind of embellish of a pitch like that, hit type aspects. Everything we had, second single here, good pitches like that. It's like a Panic at the Disco and kind of like an emo pop, kind of slow dance type ballad type fair pitch like that, hit type aspects. This romantic kind of neon gaze, I'd say here, some type tones, definitely like some of those type ones, like When We Were Young and pitch like that, but just kind of more miss like steely kind of romantic eye gaze as far as these pairs kind of very swoony type song, good pitch like that within the aspects of banging typeness, definitely within variety as far as these pairs kind of this classic type fair within these type pitches. Kind of feels like these sorts of songs are not popping up as much within the commonplace type of a pitch like that, just the variety of appreciating like a slow dance type song for just just kind of getting lost in like kind of when you think of songs like Dancing Queen and some of those type ones within those type pitches, just that particular kind of karaoke night type fairness within the pitch. The occasional type variety past like a certain type era, but these are just some ones. Fall Out Boy had a series of these as well off of their Infinity on High album from around this time in early 2007, pitch like that, Sunset type feels aspects like that. It's a good nice pitch as far as these varieties kind of happen. It's banging typeness getting one of these gems pitches like that. Neighbors is a hitting type one as well as like an excellent kind of dance club jostle get and get primed for some embellish. I'd say here sinister products amongst it. Just get a great sweet or two or three in your system pitch like that. Get some puppy chow for a diva sinister pitch amongst the fray of just it's the product of getting towards the crunkness and fairs like that. So it's within the pitch as far as saying some of these type ones. Now this is the particular fair amongst the album of this being like the most prominent within these type pitches. And it's not to say in terms like the album being limp or something like that, but it's this kind of fair. The popularity within this product is just kind of like a byproduct within the hit type appeal. So this kind of like, this is not banner kind of emo pop or pitch like that. It's not to say like it's not, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying this is like some of those type fairs when you get towards more folks. Like when you think of rap music, like the folks like Slim Thug and like Trey the Truth and some stuff folks pitch pitches like that in there. Some stuff folks they're kind of within the aspect of like that hit type variety. Probably other type folks like Twista, some of these type folks, particular Twista, Pharrell, the Dog Pound, and stuff folks pitch like that within these hit type aspects as far as like further banner type ones that may not be like the main trio, My Chemical Romance, Green Day, Fall Out Boy, some stuff ones, Panic. I don't know if I said Panic at the Disco, but yeah, Panic at the Disco as well. Some stuff folks pitch like that was kind of a variety that they have enough candidness to have like the appeal. It's definitely, this is pretty candy coated within the aspects as far as like the fair being something to definitely pick up on and notice, but they just didn't have a shit ton of kind of products within these type of appeals to really have like the banner typeness. They're really only around between like 2005 and 2008 to disappear like a few weeks ago, pitch like that. So some hit type appeals as far as him, but some banging typeness, good dance club type bump, kind of get towards, goes along pretty well with Dance Dance by Fall Out Boy, Thanks for the Memory, Sons type ones. It's kind of a pitch, just the evening scene type fair. Appreciate like the step out. So some good nice ones on here. Just being able to say pitches like that, since hit type aspects for us, the fair's going to have them. Like I said, I recommend all 13 songs, so 10 out of 10 within these pitches. One of which is pretty good on here is Everything We Had Acoustics, like an excellent kind of swamp syrup to kind of get towards here. This is an upside down, but smoky kind of malaise within these type fairs. This Court Diva, since the pitch amongst the kind of the fair, just like maybe just saw like a sad movie, since the pitches. Just kind of another good romantic kind of neon gaze as far as these fairs go. But excellent type pitches just with like that porch kind of neighborhood type fair. So it's kind of within pitch. Some of these could be home type fits as well, but just good nice pitches for some of those type varieties. Just good steely type tunes pitch like that hit type varieties. Bulls in Brooklyn is banging as well. Good excellent pitches here. It's like a great ball game and venue scene kind of thunder kind of get towards pitch like that. Just the oohs and ahs, just the loud pack, like the noise factor that goes along with some of like the sports game type occasions. Yeah, definitely the pitch. Good football game. Now probably feels more of like indoor sports type fair pitches like that. Some stuff once we would think within pitch. Basketball within sensitive varieties, hockey within those aspects. Some of those type pitches would be concession stands. Good indoor kind of concession stands, kind of get the thump and the rumble of it going, pitch like that. Since that one's definitely a dapper type song within these type pitches. Get like some beer in your system, pitch like that, kind of get cranked to, get like a salad for Diva going as far as these pitches, kind of have them keep the health check of it going for like starlets in mind, pitch like that. Get nice pitches here as far as this price going to have just some noise pack that definitely nails the appeal of a good pitch like that. Seed is a hitting type one as well within these aspects, like a good Foo Fighters kind of flourish to get, and Commerce kind of foot tap, I'd say, pitch like that. Just an Overcast kind of snack run, I'd say. Some stuff fairs just clean up some favors as far as these pitches can happen. Whether it's fam favors or gal favors, some stuff pitch amongst it, just personal type fairs within like the household tightness, the standard bills pay, some stuff pitches, but it's kind of aspect just out in the fray pitch like that. It's kind of out in the traffic and the muscle grind of it, some stuff fairs, but it's kind of the pitch of having like a good, not so much like a sweaty kind of grind shift type factor, was kind of like a dredge factor and an annoyance, but just kind of pitch, just appreciate like the times, get some shit done, but also the product of getting like a foot tap kind of going pitch like that with something stuff feels. And it doesn't have to be like a glide along kind of vehicle type commerce pitch like that, but this kind of product just out in the fray. Some of these type products that kind of just the motion of it pitch like that, good type feels, definitely gives like food. Definitely gives like Foo Fighters type vibes in a more type pitch, or just like an emo type flip, good pitch like that. Lax to O'Hare is a hitting type one with these pitches as well as like a thorough kind of foot tap to get. Nachos night, I'd say here, since the products just to miss like the evening scene. Cold beer is definitely within your system. Being slapstick as hell for gal, good pitch like that. Definitely the price, just some candidates kind of get towards this. The rhetoric really getting pretty elastic pitch like that, since the products just really good plentiful round of things to get stupid about within pitch like that. Just some of those type of aspects, just the loud pack really going just on a roll, since the pitches definitely have like a cold beer in your system that's helping out with that. Good pitches like that, or just appreciating like the embellish, get some rounds going. Brought some Thin Mints along for Diva pitches like that, since hit type appeals aspects like that. So Lax to O'Hare is pretty good combination with Bulls in Brooklyn as far as those pitches. Got an excellent type pitch, selling stuff price, so just getting towards like some kind of venue scene and good pitch like that amongst those type of appeals. The noise pack really going loud. Definitely Thursday to definitely good Thursday to Saturday type bang pitch like that, since it type appeals. Definitely get the crunkness factor. Good rounded good round of appetizers in your system pitch like that, since that appeals excellently. Same blood is within the pitch behind it as well. Good excellence here. It's like a Bleary and Pink Sky kind of coast along to get just after like the meat of the day, since the pitch amongst it. Just grab like a martini extra type fairs, just like the leftover type product, just the debonair kind of enjoy as far as these fairs can have. So this is kind of like Killers and Panic at the Disco, since the fries amongst it. Definitely like songs like When We Were Young and since the pitch within those type fries. It's the aspect kind of like that fair. This one is kind of similar to We Got a Bit. Same blood is kind of similar to We've Got a Big Mess on Our Hands, but this more missed the aspect, just a little bit more kind of like melded pitch like that. This one's a little bit more kind of like a this one's a little bit more of like a cool breeze type one. The other type one's kind of within the pitch, just like a drift along pitch like that, kind of within the fair, still relatively within the product. But this one's just kind of more of a coasting type song pitch like that. Definitely some good halfway makeshift pitches like that. Some of those leftover type varieties. It's kind of a good, more or less type embrace like the fairs like 4:45, 5:45 p.m. pitch like that. Just pick up like some McDonald's or fairs like that since the pitch extra type variety. Extra type varieties, so just some late shift kind of embalm and bills pay as far as this pitch. I haven't hit it. Some of those type fairs taken care of within like the embalm behind it and just coast along pitch like that. Hit type varieties within pitch, but also just the product of some debonair typeness pitch like that. Definitely leftover kind of late shift kind of martinis pitch like that. Just left. It's kind of halfway date leftovers pitch like that. Now, not to say halfway, half baked, half assed. Now, not to say halfway, half baked, half assed within some of the pitch as far as it not having the effort kind of within, but just kind of pitch it. Just not the full bound typeness. As if it has to be the full bound entendre. Just the aspect of like the bravado, like the sheerness within the aspect. This kind of fair, just have like a martini, just some of the pitches, just hang out within like a bar for 15 or 22 minutes on some pitch aspects like that. Good, nice pitches there. The only thing I've talked about Ghosts is the hitting type one as well. Ghosts like a good glared kind of emo porch blade to kind of get here, just neighborhood kind of wander, I'd say. Smoke a sweet sun stuff rise within the aspects kind of it, pitch like that. Appreciate like the dredge air as far as these pitch kind of go. This is one of the more haunted type ones on there. Definitely feels like Green Day and Panic at the Disco and like their fall type fairs, the autumn type fairs, pitch like this, some hit typeness. And the second verse is differential from like the glare, kind of more post grunge type glare of the more post grunge kind of a gas typeness. The first verse and the second type part kind of feels like the occasion type fit of just getting towards like the aspect of like some collecting fairs like that, where it's kind of then the aspect of neighborhood wander where you're starting to show up pitch like that, get towards the chunk deuce type fair, just the product of like the dap with pals pitch like that, figure out the fairs, get some crunkness going pitch like that. Just appreciate like the dredge factor of it, good pitches. Some other type ones here, Chop Chops, the hitting type ones, like amidst like some house party kind of Coheed and Cambria and Panic kind of rile up, I'd say here pitch like that, just feeling dramatic and some flagrants as far as these fairs going to happen. Now, fair about this particular song is definitely banging within these type pitches, but it's pretty stationary within aspects as far as the fair's going to happen. It's not within the cap. It's a good, nice pair within these pitches of a similar type song to Dance Dance and some of those type ones within the house party type flips of like Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy, some of the pitches amongst it, but just within the aspects as far as saying other type ones like I Write Sins Not Tragedies, pitch like that by Panic, some stuff first, but it's kind of pitch for saying it's just extra type fair, definitely filling out like a playlist of getting like some of those emo type ones. Once Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria, and like Thanks for the Memories by Fall Out Boy, some stuff pitch is kind of getting tiresome, pitch like that. I Write Sins Not Tragedies by Panic, some stuff is kind of within the fray. If you've heard these couple thousand times pitch like this, fair as far as getting some extra type ones, kind of within pitch. May not be as full bound within the velocity like the distinct. May not be within the full bound type velocity like the aspect of like it's seemingly durable was within the pitch. Definitely some hit type varieties. Definitely a red hot type song I'd had. Definitely a Liddy type song I'd had to stay within these type pitches and red hot as far as these pitches got excellence here. You might have noticed it's a nice one as well. Good, nice pitches, like a rush hour kind of alt rock dredge to get in venue kind of cozy. And I'd say here pitch like that. Just some dark kind of McDonald's kind of car. This particular song is like some dark kind of McDonald's kind of car sit as far as these pairs going to happen. This particular one has some good collect amongst as far as these pairs go. I'm definitely within the pitch. It's just like a feel good type vibe within these type pitches. Very moody type song within these type pitches. It's kind of that particular sheen factor that kind of have that aspect of some rebellion in there as far as these pitch go, which is excellent type phrase, getting towards the product of it, just that typical kind of rebel without a cause typeness within the pitch, just kind of within the aspect of like more kind of factor, like the particular, it's kind of within a venue type snare and pitch like that. This some of these type phrase that kind of feels like a rock mixtape type song pitch like that. Sometimes it type feels just like a buzz type bop within these type pitches. Appreciate like the aspect of like good several Budweisers in your system and pitches like that within these hit type aspects, but definitely within the aspect like some car sitting type fair, just neighborhood type sits pitch like that, to sit on like a park bench and stuff, just get some McDonald's crunkness type. Get some McDonald's McDoubles pitch like that, crunk type factor in your system within these type phrases. The aspect definitely great Swisher Sweets and McDonald's for a good spell, like $5 or $8 spent on it goes a long way with some of these type pitches. Just dining on that particular fare at like 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock p.m. Some of these type pitches within the late shift type fare, good pitch like that amongst like the parkside type fare. Definitely good delectables. Plenty hit typeness. Just appreciate like the night scene. street lights and park lights within the pitch behind it, within the legality of a pitch like that. Hit type appeals definitely within these pitches. I think the last one I haven't talked about on here is unexpected place as far as these pitches have is banging type ness. Unexpected place like a homebound kind of set around to get in time way as far as these pitches have just a mixtape dive pitch like that. Since they're probably just figure out the fair, just see what's up with some memes, get some 401 pitch like that. Just kind of within the product, just heading out and barking for like a donut pickup for like a diva since the pitches fairs like that within the pitch, just like later type varieties pitch like that. So definite good punk and emo type flip within the pitch, just making the homebound type variety interesting as far as these pitch counts within pitch. As far as some of those stuff, there's just a more kind of pedantic type one, not to say pedantic in terms of being derogatory, but the pitch as far as saying pedantic type fair within pitch, it is set aside pitch like that. It's not within the full bound kind of sparky ferocious. Not within the full bound kind of sparky ferocity pitch like that, with some hit type appeals to this other type fairs from the pitch. It just kind of collect within sense their products. It just doesn't have to be wild kind of firestorm, shake your ass to the dance club or pitches like that, or having like shit face kind of shots in your system. But selling stuff pitch, just figure out the phrase like the next most kind of conduit and transit type fair type songs pitch like that. Missed just like some spells of like the crib pitch like that, hit type price, so pitch like that. Some of these type aspects. So 10 out of 10 album with these type pitches here. Definitely some banging type prize pitches like that. The social score is going to go ahead and get. Then the hit type appeal, I feel like the candidness amongst this album kind of dictates it would get a 10 out of 10. It's kind of pitch for us saying some of these hit type appeals for us. The aspects kind of saying the definite social flair amongst this album is pretty high pitch like that. It's a good kind of tag team with Panic at the Disco to definitely say some of these type pitches kind of swapped out for them when they took an off year or two within these type pitches after a fever. You can't sweat out pitch like that. It's the same sort of variety, just like I was saying, without the theater typeness as far as the pitch album, but it's the same sort of pitch within that aspect. Like that same sort of moody type factor with like a good extra tinge, like some kind of steely type tunes and pitches like that as far as like kind of romantic kind of neon gaze and pitch like that sense type price. So you throw some neighborhood wander type songs in here, some leftover kind of demon time type products pitch like that with like the dredge factor, like alt rock kind of leftover post leftover kind of post up and dredge as far as these pitches got within like the pitch, some venue kind of foot taps pitch like that, some evening scene, get some nachos and tortillas in your system, fairs like that, good pitches to some of that type variety, some glide along similar to like the Killers pitch like that, sense that appeals aspects, some of these type fairs, get some sweets in your system, fairs like that, some of these type aspects. Throw in the slow dance type songs and just overall whopping type album things type pitch for us, the banging typeness within the vicious type appeal. So this pitch like that sense that fairs is very much within the aspect, plenty of candidness on here, pitch like that sensitive type tones, is the pitch as far as saying has pretty much everything in the kitchen sink with the exception of like the variety as far as saying that just the recognizable kind of mainstead kind of number ones and number twos off the album pitch like that. It's not to say it dim, it's just kind of pitch compared to some of the more mainstead type ones in the pitch like the emo type fair and hot topic type fair. It's just not it's not as full bound, but it was pretty noticeable within these type pitches. I think folks definitely missed them when they kind of disappeared pitches like that. So some hit type feels. I definitely did some good nice pitches. This is a classic here being able to say. So in terms of the future within those pitches, yeah, particularly the Academy has just recently dropped a brand spanky new type album pitch like that. So some hit type feels aspects like that. They have a few more products to get to, at least 3 albums that they dropped prior to this 2026 fourth one within these type pitches. They do have a series of EPs as well. So definitely some of these type pitches. There is more the Academy is that's going to be popping up later this month. As far as these pitches, I haven't talked about April 2026 here pitch like that, so some hit type appeals. Stay tuned for some of these type ones, but this is an easy enough classic.